My prayers are answered.
Prepare for battle.
Poor dear.
Oh, hello and welcome back, all you
That's
fine
more
folks
like
out
it.
there, and thank you, Panfogged. We got a great game.
We
TI
do.
Champions coming again.
Did you think
Madness
I'd
is back
blunder?
again.
And
You
the
must have
TA is back
mistaken
again.
me
And it's also
for
two
Coco.
sides of TI champions, of course, too. Can't take away credit
Yeah.
from one of the other sides. But yeah, it's interesting. I've been wanting to see more CK. I definitely don't think I want to see more TA, but we're going to get it. And yeah, we do, of course, get the Magnus for our boy.
Absolutely. I mean, it's interesting, right? Like, it's getting a little grim with the TAs just running away with the game.
Yes.
We'll see if Yatoro can keep up that streak. And already, teams getting close together. Do they know about this?
I don't believe that they saw him. It didn't look. He said, "Oh,
All right.
yeah." They
He's
didn't.
like, I don't want to be
He said,
here
"Whoa,
anymore."
whoa, whoa! This is a little spicy for me right now."
It's too scary. I'm curious if they just head down and get their own bounty run, or if they do try and come and contest for this one.
I think they just go for their own. Yeah, I think you just take the two safe ones on the side of Radiant this time around. Your level one's a little weird. You know, you've got your TA who doesn't do too much, your Wyvern who doesn't do too much. You got a lot of heroes that don't really do too much at that level one compared to a team with like a Stanagush, a couple different easier nukes to set up. So they don't want to take the fight. They just want to get easy runes.
See if they even get
But
bullied
Roger-
out of this one. Moves in, but Poshka gets it.
He does
Now,
the grab.
Shackles, some good damage. The meld is there. And Mind Control already in some trouble. Oh, it's gonna live though.
Close, very close. Extra bit of armor. Does actually force out a salve right away. Power Shackles, Shaman. Like, we're just gonna be seeing that more and more throughout this tournament. I think you already were the best trader in the game. It felt like now you're even better because you just have a healing built in to your Shackles. So that's really cool.
Dude, I completely forgot about that. This patch is so weird.
Yeah, it heals, man. It heals.
That's
Look at
so
it. Look at it go.
crazy.
The damage got slightly tuned down, but I mean, who cared about the damage when now you're healing it for
Exactly.
over a tango every single time you use it. We saw somebody max it earlier. I think DJ went 114 or something. I don't believe it was. So pretty cool.
Too strong. LTW took a couple tower shots there. I guess that was just the skewer back by collapse potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
They're able to catch him. So nicely played. And already queuing up that Helm of the Dominator, wanting to take use of these super broken creeps, the early gods.
And I'm curious to see some fun creeps as well, in particular versus like a Tidehunter. You just said the word break. We have to fight up top.
Yeah, Skewer pulling him away
he's still
from
tethered.
GH. Is it enough damage though? Can they bring him down? Clap's getting low and is gonna get brought down. ILTW draws first blood, and now a 2-second stun afterwards. Roger trying to bully back, but I mean, this is tough.
I can't believe that tether stayed.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was insane. GH kept it going. I believe if they break the tether, they might actually get the CK before, but now...
Yeah, this is the heal backup that comes in, and the Skewer underneath the tower. Will he get brought down in time? Yes, they will. GHIO is a classic.
It is.
And that's what he got his name on it.
Yeah, and it's a cool switch up, right, too. It's Kuroki's playing in the off lane as a disruptor, so not wanting to play the IO himself. Him playing that 5 probably from the off lane. Gonna be a bit interesting. And this is gonna be interesting, like actual battles between the drafts, too, just because the massive amount of team fight that Spirit has, but it looks like lanes are just
oh my god,
constant battles right now.
Dude, he's got to heal back up. The shackles, if he can do it, and actually skewers back in. Again, that tether's going to last, and Roger is eventually going to get brought down here, most likely very, very low. Very high afterwards, trying to survive, gets another punch, and is going to not quite be enough to take him down.
Was that GH
Very salve afterwards, he's running in. No, this game is wild already.
They have 4 CS on the seat.
Oh no, oh.
You got 5 now. They're just straight up battling.
I think not.
Okay. Kind of to be expected when you're playing versus that Shaman. And when you do have like the infinite mana in a way, kind of on the CK with your IO buffing them up constantly. But now look at this wave that's pushing into collapse.
Yeah, they are going to be able to catch those, though. That's really good. The little pine cones being drawn away. So 2 range creeps gone. We'll see if Roger can come over and contest. I don't think so, though.
No.
It's tough.
They're going to lose 2 of those range. But they're going to build the farm under the tower here, and he's going to get up to higher CS than the CK actually does. So that constant battling, actually maybe if in the end here I'll favored out Spirit a bit here just because of that enormous wave. I don't think I've ever seen a quad wave at the 3-minute mark.
Well, off to a hot start for sure. You can see that at least for now, Kuro making the move all the way over towards mid, trying to stack up. Or I guess
He's trying to suicide, but he's being stalked.
it's not going to give him that one that easy.
Yeah, he can just TP now.
Okay, perfectly fine.
Yep. His Tide is self-sufficient in the bottom lane. It's the TA versus the Tidehunter, so... And we are looking at that mid. It is quite one-sided right now. 9 last hits on Tokyo, 18 and 9 on Miracle, so
Yeah, he's
Lina
about to have the same amount of denies as last hits. Yikes.
Lina's still here to play as Collapse getting low again.
And is going to get brought down. LTW, he's not even going to end up fully... Well, it's a good amount of damage there. Roger now getting body blocked by GH. How much damage can he do? It's 2 seconds stun. Yeah, could go for another round of it.
Just
not
better
rich.
Close. Almost would be able to turn that one. Yeah, mid is quite a big problem. I mean, that is a enormous disparity. It's a full level advantage almost for Miracle now.
Pretty good at Dota still.
Yeah, maybe Lina's still quite strong as well too. I know people maybe are writing it off a little early.
Dire structures are
It definitely
fortified.
feels like a different, not entirely here on Yatoro. Some trouble, tried to turn it back, but mind control gets on in there and brings him down. Man, they're looking good across all the lanes right now.
They really are. And that's a weird kind of situation to have that one happen in, right? With a Tide and a Shadow and a Disruptor. I guess the Wyvern was pulling after he got pulled to the side, so Kuroki's little runaround ended up paying off heavily.
Really impressive. Yeah, getting those levels up on the Tide can always be so effective.
Yeah.
He's already 20 and 3 right now. Obviously going to go up a little bit more. TA's been out of the lanes for a bit, so something to watch for there. And we'll see. It's not really heroes that rotate that much outside of their lanes, though. Things feel very static.
Yes, I don't think we're going to have too many movements early on. And, well, 6-minute rune, I believe we'll have at least supports checking out those. As Roger, there's GH.
Under the tower, pulling him in, healing back up. Roger
heal.
trying to see if he can do something here, but he's still just taking so much damage. And now GH turned upon. Dude, he's playing this so beautifully. This is a solid IO performance.
As expected, you know,
Yeah.
GH incredibly good at this hero, and yeah, they're making it look really strong. So those last hits as well. They're back up to now 20 on the CK, so back into their favor, as you were mentioning before. All 3 lanes looking good.
They can make any sort of mix-ups happen here for TSpirit, but it feels like it's going to have to be off of like level change or something else, because you're not moving.
Look at this move already. Kuro is setting up onto the mid lane again. They have the level 6 on Lina. It's an easy kill on Death Prof if they catch her.
Although maybe they could get something here as well. Skewer both of them back underneath, and that's going to be a dead GH. Okay, and they're dodging the gank mid as well. So TSpirit making the right moves.
This is one of the most exciting lanes I've seen in quite a bit.
Yeah,
They're just
so weird.
actually non-stop battling in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing, right? Like, IO always wants to sort of make use of the regen, and then you want to trade a bunch of shaman too, so why not?
And CK loves to trade too because he has built-in sustain, so it's great. And now with the new positioning of that offlane tower, we're seeing those skewers every time, right? It's always easy for Collapse to just get that skewer off onto at least one of those heroes under the tower.
Wasn't able to get that connection with the pull to the side there, so they couldn't quite to make that work. And you see right now that they're respecting the strength of that IOCK.
Yep. They're not looking to get aggressive pretty much at all. As Miracle has a DD now, so mid tower is starting to get pressured. They might have to rotate someone over soon. They do not want to lose their T1 this early with a Death Proc mid versus Lina. That'd be pretty painful because he's going to get the looks like bots rush on Lina too. So map presence is going to be really high for the side of Team Enigma.
Steven just spamming out the wave there again. Cut out of that DD. Damage onto that tower, but we'll see. Next couple of minutes are going to be interesting to watch. Obviously, if a haste run or something comes up, that will be a big mark for somebody to go.
Kuro is actually doing really interesting. So he's literally just playing kind of just around the mid area the entire time as this disruptor. He's just waiting for an opportunity if Tokyo steps up too far like he did here.
Yeah, that's a problem. And pull him back in.
No
Have
reach.
it? No, okay, couldn't quite do it. Collapse. Gonna get away under tower as Roger is stunned. 2 seconds, TP rotation coming in. Enigma will back out. They're gonna respect the danger that is that Wyvern.
I'm loving these Kuroki moves really though. It's so important because he knows that the Tidehunter's fine in that 1v1 versus the TA because the way that the lane had started. And now look, Tide's actually pressuring tower while Kuro's still looking to make pressure toward that mid lane. Might pay with his life this time, but
yeah, they move on in. Toronto Tokyo's there, and he's gonna play cleanup on this kill.
A
Nice little pickup there. And meanwhile, Skewer not gonna connect this time. Collapse. Backs away. And Roger now underneath the tower. These guys are still super tanky. They had a big stick there on PH and a ring around the rosy, but 2 second stun comes through. And yeah, who needs a tower?
honestly.
And who needs last hits too? We were mentioning that the CK was struggling a little bit in last hit. Look at his net worth. He's way above. He did recover, of course, from those last hits, but it is all these constant kills that are happening. He's got 4 as well now.
All right, you know what that tells me though?
What's that?
Street gold coming
Street
out.
gold.
You ready?
That's true. If he actually ever dies, though, I mean, he's
Radiant's
gonna
top
have armlet
tower
charge
is under
super
attack.
early on, and he's got the IO backing up with the heals too. It's a crazy amount of sustain.
Laps did finish off that helm with a Dominator. This is, are they just gonna run into the tower again?
Why not?
Dude, ILTW does not care at all. Pops ulti, okay, good pull the brace there, and that's gonna force them back.
Okay, and mid push because now left bottom side entirely. He's gonna start getting stacked so that Yatoro is enabled, and he's gonna be there to protect Collapse as well, as we saw.
Stun, Splinter Blast. I really don't think ILTW is.
I don't think he cares at all. This is a very free time for Mio. So yeah, all 3 lanes just continue to look really good.
You're definitely struggling at this point to find some big plays later on. Maybe one of those like blink RP and then into the stomp from a centaur or something. They get that.
They have good ways to fight. That's the one thing. They're gonna have great ways to actually team fight to recover a little bit how these lanes have gone with that DP ult, with the Magnus ult and everything too. So, and they have good ways to force reaction from the side of. They can always pressure these towers really easily with both Death Prophet and TA. And even Shadow Shaman, honestly. They have like 3 different ways to kind of poke towers. TA has to be a little caution, but...
And how do you even... I mean, I guess the punishment, again, is that
Dire's middle
Magnus once you get
tower is under
online.
attack.
It's going to be for a little while. As the haste rune, done by Roger, running mid, and drop some wards down, or just looking for...
He's showing around. They're looking to play around top. They're gathering up. He's still not quite 6. Soon, though, on the Shaman. Courier's coming out to him with the boom. Perfect. Or not smoke, actually, so... Wyvern will buy it. Force goes a bit further behind. So now we have a little bit of a calm down period where both teams just get to look to farm up and actually look to perhaps pressure a tower here, pressure one of those tier 1s.
I mean, my control just been left completely
He's
alone.
completely
No
alone.
other heroes are even in the area, but Poposhka is finally going to come on down bottom and try and
Dire's
tower
structures
alive.
are
Miracle keeps the
fortified.
pressure on, but the Hex is there. Shackles
Radiant's middle
afterwards.
tower is under
Run on
attack.
Tokyo. They drop down the Static Storm, but Miracle's already dead. And now relocated, and that's pretty good. They will get one at least. Yatoro turns, wants to fight. Stun is there. It's a second one. But
A lot of
ghosts-
damage.
Yeah, the ghosts are doing a lot. You got to be careful, and the relocate will pull them away. And
Radiant's
in fact, they
bottom
might even be able to
tower
find
is
this kill on
under
the Kuro. No vision, but the ghosts will chase him down,
Dire's
find the
middle
angle,
tower
and they
is
get
under
the
attack.
finish. Played. Spirit.
Played on all
Radiant's
fronts too.
bottom
So
tower
that
is
was like a
falling.
very coordinated effort on them just setting up the defense for bottom to get the tide low. So MC couldn't actually come mid to help out. Really good move coming up. Spirit is now Ravage.
He gets the banner right there from GH. Really well played. And Roger is going to get brought down. So Ravage for just that is not the greatest.
No, definitely. It looked a little bit like it was gonna get a little bit more spicy, but kill's a kill. So just like for him, it's been slow pace for the tide. So for him, he's just like, okay, whatever. He got one at least. But now could mean that the top tower does get pressured from the side of Spirit in their
Radiant
next
structures are
movement
fortified.
around with the Death Prophet. Collapse is tanky.
Yeah, he is not afraid. And
He
in fact,
is,
he just turns to RP and, well, he's got all of the skeletons giving him bonus damage.
Way.
Dude, he just killed him.
He just solo.
He didn't even solo him. He was 2v1.
Alrighty then. That was
Dire's top tower
not
is
expected.
under attack.
The max empowering his Dominator creep, hitting like a truck.
Well, I think also what happened, I think he had like 4 skeletons.
Yeah, the rally is insane. It does build up very quickly.
Kuro, we'll be able to get that glimpse out of there, summoning all the skeletons. We're coming for you. Get out of here. And Collapse really finally pay the price. No, Kuro goes down, tries
So
to get
tanky.
out. GH,
Dire's top
Miracle's
tower is
wanting to
under
go for the
attack.
rundown, but they get there in time.
Oh, how does he do this? Actually, how does he do that? Gets the kill on the CK, survives, forces reactions, and now mid.
Yeah, they got him again. Looking for some skill damage. Doesn't quite connect though. Yeah, Yatoro wasn't able to get the angle on the side blades. He gets away.
Yeah, wow, that's all huge. Huge for Spirit to come back after all that. And that also could all be in part because the Ravage is not cool. But yeah, let's look at the skeletons, how much damage they really did.
So, I mean,
mean-
it was 6 skeletons, and then
They're not even hitting him, though. They're just in the tower. It's just him with his Dominated creep just beating the crap out of the CK.
plus 50 damage. I mean, he did
Dire's
just...
top tower has been
Yeah,
You're right.
just with the max in power. I mean, really cool decision for him to go for this build. It's working out. Wow, impressive. And that, I mean, top tower's dead off of all of that. So, you know, we were mentioning how that Ravage in mid, maybe a bit forced, maybe a bit rushed. So paying off heavily here for Spirit. They are probably very happy with the state of the game, but I wouldn't say that Enigma Galaxy is unhappy with the state of the game either. I think both teams are pretty equal position, gotta be honest.
Well, and you know, they've been slowly whittling away at this mid-tier 1 tower for Radiant. They actually for the boots of travel in creep they're doing it on.
Ooh, Roger.
Radiant's middle
Farewell.
tower.
Yeah,
is
no
under
man's
attack.
land. There's never going to be enough here. And we'll get the shackles to buy a little bit of extra time, but eventually 2 will fall. And I guess the big sort of advantage that we're probably going to be seeing, at least for Nigma, is like that sort of maximum maneuverability with IO.
Yes. They have to play a bit differently with the Lina, just because they are quite reliant on the Ravage for the actual team fights. And this is a squishy lean in. If they ever get on top of Miracle, this is very likely what's going to happen.
That was sick. Again, I mean, Poshka, they set it up and Collapse just ran in easy as could be.
And they tried to reload out,
Dire's
so they're
middle
going to get a
tower
secondary
is
one
under
and
attack.
the mid tower as well.
Dude,
Radiant's
that's a
bottom
pretty
tower
big
is under
last
attack.
few moments, last 5 minutes or so for Team Spirit. Massive.
Dire's structures
jeez.
are
Yeah, it is completely turned around after the laning stage. It's all been Spirit.
Yep.
Now move on in, take this one down.
Collapse is like level
Dire's
10.
middle
He's got his
tower has
Blink
fallen.
Dagger done. So that's actually quite a big concern, I would say, for Team Nigma now. The Blink's going to be online so early. They're even now going straight for a Roach. They have DP ult up, PAs in the area, so tempo is kicked up, and they already have the tools now to get on top of that Lina, which is the biggest problem I feel like for Nigma Galaxy. Now Roach 2, TA things.
That's interesting. Usually you get the Deso before you get the Roach, but this time around, Yato's just going to go for that the other way around instead.
Yeah, they had the Shaman, so it does make it a lot easier for them to go for it now. Got tier 1s, they're clearly taking out mind control.
Break in, Ravage, trying to blow them up, and they will get 2. It's just the support.
Once again. And they didn't actually use Exorcism onto the Roche. They still have it ready for the fight if they'd like to go here.
They have 2 buybacks if they wanted to try and take this fight, but it's hard to start it.
Like me, looking for it. There it is, but it's going to catch it out afterwards. But it's not enough. No, that Miracle's still dead. And now Mind Control pulled back in. Skewered off to the side. They're going to find another one. One of those blink reveals is not like the other.
My goodness. That was so fast by Kuroki as well, too, but he had to actually, I guess, get it before the RP goes out. Just that stun, it's enough for them to get on top of Lina. And ILTW actually just gets out. He had, what, like 5% HP when he TP'd. That was very close. And that was Nigma picking the fight. They jumped in with the Ravage initially and then started to push that tower. I don't think they knew that this Blink Dagger was on the Magnus yet.
Spirit, they came online. I mean, that's the thing, right? You see this hero, he's struggling in the laning stage, and then suddenly get a couple kills, and it all turns back around. Yatoro.
No man's land.
Yeah, he is out there. So is this 2 deaths? Collapses in the area with the Blink Dagger, though, so they can maybe turn this around.
They're bringing more.
Wants to do it. Stun is there. 4-second one, in fact. And now, Cold Embrace afterwards. They'll have a bit more, but Yatoro, he's off in time. Tries to get out of there. They've left him for dead now. Winner's curse afterwards, trying to kill off. W will it be enough? Goes down. No, Maposhka is going to fall. They lose the TA in exchange. But can they bring down Miracle? This is a big kill if they can get it. After trying to run down, but Io comes back in time. GH able to save Miracle's life. And Toronto Tokyo in some trouble.
He's speedy, but
Yeah, the glimpse is there in the end, so they'll pull him back in and bring him down. Spirit just getting sloppy there towards the end.
and top Roger, his ult just came up. He drops to work, but there's a reload.
Yeah, this is going to be a bring down here, most likely. Although if you can wait long enough, 4 seconds, can you survive?
I did just leave him as well, too,
That's
just
true.
in case. So, but he does get significant damage on top, but that was a very aggressive position, we can say, from Yatoro, farming the enemy Ancients with only 2 of his teammates to back up. They didn't have the Shaman in the area, so it was like everyone from Spirit kind of started to react, run over, but it was easier for Enigma to surround them.
Jumps in,
Trying again.
skewer back.
Onto the trap that was already there.
Really good avoid 2-0. They just get him.
Oh my god.
He's a hunter.
He is. And that was with the TA trap that was placed in the lane, so he gets the easy bit of assist from his buddy. Double 13.
A really solid showing from Spirit. I mean, there's been a couple hiccups, for sure. And there's, you know, bits and pieces that are looking good for Nickel Galaxy here as well. That BKB just now completed. They're getting close to it on the Lina as well. How good are those timings?
It's definitely really important for the Lina.
Radiant's
However,
middle
Miracle
tower
he's
has
bleeding a
been
lot
denied.
this game already. 4 deaths, and every single time they're able to get on top of him, it's not really been preventable by a BKB. I think he still might just get Blink RP'd, and even if he gets the BKB off, it's might be likely that he dies from the massive physical damage. So, game still feels pretty difficult. Oh, but they might be able to get a glimpse here of the lap zone. Not quite under the tower, a bit early there for Kuro.
Collapse gets away. They did bring some more heroes up here, which is slightly annoying. Still farming on the other side of the map with Tide.
Roger actually has a blink as well now. So I guess that split push that he did top, even though he died, he got I think he got like 2 waves and decent chunk of damage on the tower. So now they have multiple different ways to get on top of Lina. And just, there's so many different things that go through that BKB.
Oh, there it is. We've seen this time and time again. Collapse with his shard. Miracle goes down.
He TP's in too.
I mean, it's fight now.
No, but the reload, they went for the save and he just died too fast, so they're gonna lose another one. Giving him an option to...
God. They bring him down. There wasn't a chance. So this is going to be a tier 2 tower now.
And look at those Desos. Look at the Deso stack. They're building up already.
Oh, God. This item.
Dyer's top
This item
tower
is insane,
is under attack.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one.
Yeah, I'm not. As a support, getting one-shotted and then it just gets worse and worse. You get one-shotted even easier by these crazy heroes, these very popular heroes like TA2. Yes. So far, though, like I do want to say, like feels like the last 10 minutes, Spirit's been in pretty good control of this game, except for when Yatoro, of course, went to the enemy Ancients and did a little bit too aggressive a move. Overall, though, they've had some really solid movements, and this is a BKB Arcane Rune Death Prophet ult.
Oh, this has been... Oh.
Hit for the kill, so what's he gonna do with Exorcism? Maybe go farm some like Ancients or something like that, or maybe they just still persist for the fight, because they are smoked, RP's ready.
This is getting a little bit testy now, and yeah, they're gonna play the map. That right now, very much. Well, actually, I mean, if there's an opening there, there's a chance, but it looks they're not gonna go.
I don't think they want to force it per se, because now they know Ravage is back up. So right now it's gonna, if there is a fight that kicks off, it's everyone's ultimate versus everyone except for the Death Prophet at the moment. I think Phantasm was actually used to farm earlier, but it's back up now. As soon as it comes back up, they smoke. They want that fight. Albert as well picked up too versus the TA. That's gonna be strong. So damage will be limited perhaps by Spirit if he gets the halberd on TA.
Walking right up the hill. LTW doesn't have any vision though. Roger's there with the Hex and then the blink away. I mean, that felt like they knew it was coming.
Well, I mean, the information on the map for them is pretty good, right? Top is pushing in pretty hard, bottom is pushing in pretty hard, so they didn't see anything happening on those side lanes, so it did look like they expected a move coming out.
Well, with that smoke, they're able to force them out of their triangle for a moment, heading back to farm around the map. TSpirit could maybe look for something, but it looks like they're sort of farming maybe until that next set of items.
Yeah, potentially. Maybe just waiting for a DP ult too, right? Because it was an arcane rune, I believe that he did pop it with, so it should be back up any moment now. But I think just looking to play around their vision. They don't want to jump into blind things, like blindly into a Ravage. They have so much vision around the top side because of the TA still, so looking to play around their Ez. There we go. DP ult is back up. Well, 18 on Yatoro.
Wyvern also just finishing a Blink Dagger, so another avenue.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. So, I mean, the BKB, like, there's so many different things that just pierce right through it. All the damage that they have coming out from Death Prophet and TA, and now the further control from Wyvern and Magnus. Look, it's going to be difficult unless they get the initiation with the Tidehunter themselves, but it's not been the case.
Good Static Storm could also interrupt things potentially, but it feels like maybe that vision is going to be really important as well, and that's maybe where the Dominator could. But Blink Dagger now also done for CK.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good way to get your illusions in without having to just like walk them in and get just destroyed by the Death Prophet exorcism or anything like that. Good way to get a good initiation, not just relying on Tide. And then he can snipe the supports pretty easily too. Like something like Shadow Shaman, he just phantasms one reality rift and Roger's dead. But they're actually gonna push high ground, it looks like here. At least force something.
Very interesting. Obviously, no more Aegis on the outer. It's gone away long ago, and Roche pretty soon capable of respawning. So, TSpirit, they smoke up afterwards.
Okay, so they force reactions. They wanted to get some type of information, and they're going to swing across the map, see if they can catch anybody. but Enigma, I think they know. They know this plan.
Radiant's
They're prepared for
bottom tower
it. Getting up
is
onto
under
their high
attack.
ground.
Tokyo is thinking about heading over this direction. ILTW's there. He's going to break it on Yatoro. Pops ulti.
Ooh, they can back up a little bit here.
Yeah. Has the illusion again. Can go for that big initiation if they want to, but they're killing the Phantasm. So Phantasm
Dire's
pop.
middle tower is under attack.
They lost the one too.
And then, oh, they got him. And the start, they kill him off in time. Rabbit there, and only is on to one. But it's a good one to get. Afterwards, they get the wards. Nice connection there. Lina can't do anything. Miracle completely out of that fight. Dude, devastating combo. TSpirit, they get the ward, get the vision, win the fight.
The blinks, they have so many ways to get on top of Lina. Miracle gets the stun, the follow-up, but then Roger jumps in, blink hacks, and then on the back line, blink Winter's Curse on the other three.
Dire's middle
Actually
tower
perfectly
is
executed, it
under
looks like, from Spirit.
Such a solid performance here. And yeah, I mean, you're going to be rewarded. It's a quick Roche spawn.
Oh my goodness, it really is. I don't think they're trapping him now. They don't. So they actually don't know.
Okay, all right.
Dire's middle
A little
tower
bit of
has
respite there
fallen.
for Enigma.
But they can just go back in. They didn't even use RP in that fight. They used everything
Dire's
else, of
middle
course,
tower
but it
is
was
under
yeah,
attack.
that ward did everything. It collapsed. He actually got the pre-stun. Did you see that? ILTW tried the pre-stun, but he hit the apple.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that was about, but I think he was maybe just arguing it. But and there, instant hex on the side.
Yeah, and then they're over there to the side looking for a big jump. Good blink out afterwards by LTW. That could have gone even worse.
Yeah. And now though, that's now there's no Ravage, and there's still going to be an RP up as we were mentioning for the side of Spirit. And now all the rest of their stuff is going to come back up, and they have absolute full map control. Game's starting to get quite difficult. It does feel. Or the Dire.
Okay. W, I mean, he's completely no man's land, but he doesn't engage nearby. And will manage to escape. That's something. Can go for the counter pickup kill if they want to on G.
Farewell, GH. No, he's going to get double melded. Let's see. What? Give me the other one? Oh, he didn't get the second one off, but... yeah. And that Prophet is getting her items. She's got the BKB ready. She's got the plate mail. That's like the dream. Those are the two big ones that you always want to have as this hero. So let's watch it again. Right on the edge.
Yeah, that won't hurt. You know, it's interesting. The fact that they were winning those fights and haven't been able to get Roche, but maybe after this one it will be big time. Although, okay, Lotus Orb, that gets him out of there. And a good turnaround. Well played by Kuro. He still has the BKB going. And Yatoro, he found the real LTW. The silence is there. He has anywhere else left to go. He's trying to hide away. TP out. Push collab stops it.
Mushka's looking for more.
Find anybody. It doesn't look like it.
They're so quick to swing around the map on Spirit. It's just everybody just there, out of nowhere. They just quickly collapse on top of them, and it seems like it's been that for the majority of this game. They just always seem to have the advantage
Radiant
of
are scanning.
numbers. It feels like, and just set up
Radiant's
over
top tower is
Enigma
under
as,
attack.
yeah, we see that ultimate orb taken out. As we see Miracle again going for Scotty like he did earlier today when he was in the invoke.
Dire's
As he's playing
bottom
versus
tower
two
is
ranged
under
cores, which makes sense.
Radiant's top tower is under
It's
attack.
interesting to me that TSpirit, like, they're very much waiting on this Roche. Like, you have to
check it out.
I know. I mean, they have to know at this point that it's back up because of the timer, but it feels like they want to, like, get the Roche for when they actually want to go high ground, maybe.
I think they didn't know. He just sent this creep in. He just scouted
okay.
it and pinged it. I think they just weren't expecting such a fast spawn themselves.
Oh, he's got the scout heart. That thing's so awesome.
Oh, that thing is so busted in the Roche pit
Dire's
actually.
bottom tower
Yeah.
Oh,
is
look, he's
under
gonna fly it
attack.
up.
It's all the vision.
He's gonna scout.
Up top, I think they're getting a kill also, though. And yeah, they got him.
Radiant's
Oh, and it's a
top
tide.
tower
It's
is
a
under
big one.
attack.
Oh,
Do
no
they have a
shard.
following disable? They don't.
Have a shard on.
They actually use both. Yeah, Tokyo didn't buy it. At
Oh.
mid,
Okay.
finally ILTW finds something for himself. But on the other side,
Oh my god. Yeah, that's too.
story of the game, feels like, for Miracle. Because every time he just gets quad blink, well now of course it's gonna be like quad blinks on him, but they always just get right on top of her.
LTW pop. He's ulti to go in. I mean, Roger's on the other side. They've got full chase down if they want to. Yeah, that was a good amount of damage out there. And then pop BKB meld out. Hex is there as well. You get the control for the kill onto Roger. H trying to back away. Late enough to bring down that IO. And TSpirit looking for their opening. They don't have RP, but they can pull it back with the skewer. Again, oh, Ravage to turn though.
Do they have damage?
They don't. nothing else is left in the tank. And Mind Control instead is just going to get carried here. They pull him in too. Although
He's getting
he's
anchor smash.
very strong. He is a strong Tidehunter, but pushed back to the
The blink had collapse. Pushing him back into them.
How many more like movement items do you need if you're playing Mag with Shard?
Oh, look, filled up as well, gives him full mana.
Nice.
And that's Ravage down, and now they can go straight into that rush. Yeah, game is just quite impossible, it does feel, and that Ravage is kind of just like a nail in the coffin almost, it feels, where they're not gonna be able to fight now into this Roche pit. Like, there's no way they can take the engagement here. Don't know if they could have anyway with Ravage, to be honest, but maybe they could have attempted. Now they just can't even try.
So difficult. Yeah, and it feels like they're going to need to wait for some type of mistake or an overextension or just find that one opportunity to go all in on it. But right now, at least TSpirit, they are going to get Roche, Aegis, Shard.
Now there's the silence, of course, on those pesky traps. Level 22 with an Aghanims too, so at this point now when you're like with an IO lineup and you've had such a struggling time for the last like 15 minutes, you want to start like maybe like split push. You can't.
Right.
Like it's just not an option when you're playing versus this TA now with an Aghanims.
I think they gave the Shard to somebody else, actually.
Oh, he did. Okay. He's still holding it on Roger.
Interesting.
Okay.
Let it get better over time.
We didn't notice yet. He has it queued up too. So.
Yeah. Potential now.
He's giving it to Tokyo. Okay, fair. Yeah, I mean that is. Well, either one of those, honestly, the TA or the Death Prophet one are insane. The Death Prophet one has gotten buffed. It is extremely powerful now. You have these 5 charges of your Siphon as well as that fear that got, as the panel mentioned, reduced. Only 3 seconds now needed instead of 4.
Way there. Could have been deadly. They have the Shiva's done all the way now for Toronto Tokyo as well, so the Aya's effectiveness is that much less.
And the CK too. Like his damage is going to be completely shut down now. Attack speed reduction or even just clearing out the illusions. This is continuing to get harder and harder, it feels like.
Look at this Harpy. It's going to be giving him the vision up the high ground.
He's going to be able to get... Dude, the skewer plays with it.
The vision that they get from this creep is so insane.
It is. Yep.
Look at that. That's like, it's so ridiculous.
Yep.
How do you even deal with that?
It's 1800, right? Or did that one get reduced yet?
I think it's still 18.
At first it was 1800 Night and Flying Vision, but I don't know if it got changed. I don't believe it did.
Oh no, don't show up there. I mean, the creeps are already there giving vision. But regardless, they're waiting, hoping that somebody steps just a bit too far forward.
And in the meantime, they're getting nothing on the map. While Yatoro's just bottom, finish off the tower. Does reset the glyph for them, so they will have that glyph at least for the tier 2 or that mid tower, but I don't think that they really care. They're just farming the map up, not letting the Galaxy get outside at all.
Scary stuff now. Blast is coming back into position.
They're pinging it. I think they saw the Harpy.
Yeah, they know.
Someone saw it somehow, because the Tide's pinging it. My control's pinging it nonstop.
I wonder if you bait out like a jump on them and then you have a buyback after. Definitely don't do it with the gem though.
No.
Currently, Disruptor's got, so let's see. But holding them inside the base, only LTW's on the outside right now, farming up on the top side of the map.
He has to use Phantasm to just farm waves, farm anything he can.
Pulls out that meld, beating down the tower. Nobody is home, and they pull him back in. Can they bring him down afterwards, though? Mind Control, get brought down low and gone. Wow. Now, they did use double BKBs, and he has buyback on the top. Gotta be careful. Out of the W, that's a 4-second stun. Buyback comes in. They're gonna have Ravage in a second, but Yatoro, he gets it off afterwards. Golden Grace, a long TP, and can they kill him off in time? It's 1 time down. They do it again. Oh, he got the BKB up. Really well played there by the Lina, and now Yatoro gets brought down lower and lower and lower. Will eventually fall. Tokyo, he jumped into the high ground. Looking for the chase down. Can they do enough? The Golden Grace is there, but I'm not sure if he's going to go for it. Actually, all the ghosts come back in. So he is still living through it, but no more damage now. TSpirit losing heroes left, right, and center.
Oh, ILTW with the Reality Rift. That was beautiful. That was the talent coming into play, right? I think he has that Reality Rift pull, the distance, because it actually pulled him up onto the high ground in a weird spot. Then he gets the 4-second stun, and immediate reaction, miracle. That BKB doesn't get pulled out of the base. Does get caught by the RP, but yeah, that was beautiful. Really well done.
And that's the thing, right? We talked about all these avenues to get on top of it, and in a way, like, the BKB saved him. It's crazy.
Yeah. The fight was just it was pretty weird positioning that Spirit did force themselves into. I don't think the TA expected it. I don't think Yatoro expected to get pulled there. Mind control.
Radiant's
Courier.
middle tower is under attack.
Pushka will get out. Courier will get out.
Structures are fortified.
LTW punch in the tower.
Yeah, it was huge. Look at this pull. Oh, man, that normal. If he didn't have the talent, it does not pull him there. He might actually just go beyond the high ground or get caught like the staircase kind of spot there. But yeah, talent ends up making him that there. Buyback to mind control's perfect, and it's a really well executed fight.
Yeah, and they catch there the end of it, the miracle BKB that came out just in time. Quick fingers on it.
Yep, here it comes. Boom. Dancing just off. Yeah, perfect. And the perfect Ravage as well,
Dire
with that
are
static storm on
scanning.
top, so there's no recovery. And then Tokyo, he commits in. He was like, oh, I'm going, oh god. Mistakes are made. As you mentioned, popping those double BKBs early to kill off the Tide maybe did hurt them in the end here, but
Well, and the buybacks are still good when you're trying to siege high ground. That's why it's tough.
yep.
Now we've sort of gotten back into this, and this lead that had grown to above 10K is now down to 8,000. There's still glimpses of hope here and there. We'll see if they can actually connect on that for Nigma, but
Yeah, with the talent that we saw also pointed out, because the CK hit 20, he can pull people through the BKB now too. So the positioning is going to be really important. Team Spirit's going to have to be very careful about not overcommitting, because they can also, I mean, they're not the plane to skewer, but this is like a mini kind of like pseudo repositioning thing as well that they just have to be a bit cautious of.
hook up with everybody, Yatoro. Another round heading up.
Radiant's bottom
Topside
tower
now.
is
I
under
think they'll
attack.
be more hesitant with those BKBs this time, but we'll see what they do.
They have the vision or not here. Laps hunting, wants to find a kill. Spots Miracle, pulls him in. On the BKB. You're going to be able to do that every time.
Not at TI though, because it was a stun. But now, of course, it's not a stun, it's just a slow on that horn toss. But it is a BKB force, so now they have an avenue where, okay, you used your BKB, my horn toss is only 30 seconds, cool, then we can just go again. And now you don't have a way to actually protect yourself. So now Lina, Miracle actually can't show himself to pull those waves. So somebody else popped the BKB.
They did use the exorcism.
Who BKB'd? Who did it?
I don't know. Oh. Oh, he's got a stun. Dude, if he hits the yo.
The potential, the drag into the Ogre Smash.
How much stun is that? RP is what? It's a lot.
It could be like 6 seconds plus a stun. That'd be really funny. And it's percent damage, I think something else that people are gonna have to watch out for. So yeah, nearly 7 seconds of stun if he gets the combo with Enigma. They don't have the BKB on Miracle. This is bold.
Pushka's like, oh no, where have I gone? Yeah, this is
Dire's top tower is
you
under
need to take
attack.
these types of risks though, I guess.
Miracle is quite large now also after that succession that happened to the base. Full AC finished up and the Scotty. So he has ways to actually protect himself now versus that high physical damage because of all the items he's got.
It feels like we're gonna need to see some pretty solid curses here, or just, I mean, the team fight is still insane.
It is.
Spirit.
They just have to be careful how they execute and how they're not. They can't be like split up on the two sides of the fight like happened when they were going for the push. As Laps, who's hunting who here?
I think they both were hunting creeps.
Yeah.
It all went awry.
He's back up in 2.
Ooh, they bring it both.
They're looking to fight.
They have the creep again. They've got the vision.
See it?
Oh, they got him. Pulls it back in. Want to bring it back down. Do they have enough damage though? Half HP. They got him. Shackles are there. It's more than enough. And on the other side, Tokyo.
He zoned them with the fear. He just ran in with his siphons. That was
Really nicely done. And they get the winner's curse here. Going to secure that kill on my control most likely, but LCW pulls it back in. They drop down the static storm on the other side of the fight. You can see GH getting chased down, and my control's going to be there again.
The siphon stopped the TP of ILTW, but it looks like he's going to be able to retreat anyway.
He's not going to be so lucky.
No.
3 dead for 1, and actually they get
4.
another. He just ran him down on collapse. And they've got creeps in the base now.
Yep.
Oh, man. What unfortunate situation for Nigma.
They got on top of Miracle. No buy, and he has no buyback. He got completely burst down. Collapse this time will go down.
Yeah, BKB's there. And LTW is still pretty strong.
It's a level 26 TA.
Yeah, he has a basher. I don't know if it's going to end up mattering. No, LTW has to hide away.
He still has so many refraction charges.
Good blink out. Still ghost chasing from far out of there.
Yeah. She gets away.
Overwhelming blink.
Yep. Yeah, we see that level 25 was hit there in the fight. The refraction instances, that's where it becomes much harder for CK.
Feels like they're going to need to get some type of static storm or something like that. Maybe
get in towards an Aghanim Scepter on the Disruptor, but
Dire's
I mean, that
top
could be one of
tower
those
is
things
under
that
attack.
stuff around. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be getting too much space on the map to farm. Is another quick Roche, a refresher shard this time around, which is probably kind of the dream. It feels like Spirit, rather than getting an Aghanims this time, it feels like that's actually a lot better. With both the Prophet and the Magnus, even for the Shadow Shaman too. Oh, yeah.
They're going to be too late.
They're smoking, but 20 might be pulling that buyback. Yeah, it was 100 seconds he was dead. He's still down for 20. It's more than enough time. Spirit to get that Roche. And to find himself a Spell Prism now too. Haven't really talked too much about neutral items this game.
This Blade could be a big game changer as well.
Okay. So he's got a few things now through that BKB, the Reality Rift pull, now into another hard lockdown too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Of course, it's going to come down a lot, and I feel like
Dire
just
scanning.
how these initiations play out. That's a consistent thing that made the difference. And the vision.
And the vision. You know,
Heartbeat.
the heartbeat.
Dude, I'm going to talk about that creep.
my
I love
goodness.
that creep. It's
That
so sick.
Oh, God. So many, it's just easier for Spirit to make plays where they don't have to like fully commit, right? Just because of the Magnus, like he can just always do that, like force a BKB, or if he does get the full commit, he's able to just go for those kills easier. Well, Enigma, it's like they have to blink Ravage, and then it's like, oh my God, we better get something big out of this. Every single time they do go for it. It's still quite an uphill battle.
Perhaps he's got the pressure shard at the moment. So
He almost has the refresher as well. So, yeah. Not getting easier, as we keep saying.
Enigma trying to play around their vision, but underneath the board right now. Miracle, I mean, if you see him, you just go. They're all
Dire's
getting
middle
together.
tower
They have
is
good
under
vision
attack.
around here too, Enigma. They're going to see it coming in a second here. This smoke, though, they'll see it once it reveals immediately.
LTW, silence is there, looking for it. Afterwards, Yatoro jumps in onto all of them, not even afraid of a thing. Afterwards, they have the great winners first and collapse, trying to get into range. They have the setup storm down afterwards, and look at the shackles from long range.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't even need anything from Magnus.
They didn't have to commit anything too big there.
That is crazy. They have buyback on Lina, but you don't want to have to use it. And now Isle also going to get brought down.
LTW.
Pull him out of there in the long range shackles from downtown. He's in a ton of trouble.
They took his own.
Yo, he's over there on the other side trying to throw out those spears. The Aeon Disc is out for Roger again on the job. Rampart for Yatoro. And they get the freaking RP out. Ravage is not going to do a thing. Miracle can't go anywhere else. That might just be it. I don't know. This is looking devastating now. Michael tries to get out of there. Chase down comes out. Oh, another RPU.
Yeah, he just used it on the floor a little bit there. All right. Yeah, that game, the buybacks came out. They just crushed them anyway. These pullouts. This game, at this point too, they have such a lead. It wasn't so easy, but still, it's catching at one point. And the two supports for me actually on Spirit were huge. Like these.